Here we are again for the weekly video time. I actually do have a video this week, even though it's been a very busy week. This is something else that's really pissed me off, and it's not just New York, it's kind of all over as a whole, but it is, it happens even more in New York. But a couple cursory things I want to add. This video is very relevant to my 21st birthday here coming up in, 3-4 days here on Thursday. And I'll have more videos, I assure you, when that comes around. But this is basically something that's really been on my nerves for a while here, and it seems to be more and more becoming the norm, and I absolutely hate it. But a couple more side things I want to notice right now. You see this right here? You better enjoy it, because on the 21st, I'm losing the faithful Ron Jeremy mustache. But anyway, so here it is. The one bad apple ruins the bunch mentality. Did we all of a sudden get transported back to kindergarten where that stuff would happen? Where, if Billy threw his milk during the lunch that day, then nobody got milk. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, and it's happening more and more in the adult world, and I absolutely cannot stand it, because a lot of these ridiculous laws that are made, especially here in New York, a lot of these ridiculous ones revolve around that mentality, and it is completely childish, completely wrong, and I hate every facet of it. Like, for example, one that's very popular is the 21 drinking age. I almost 100% assure you, if you took a popular vote between, just say, even people, just discount people under 21, if you took a popular vote nowadays of people over 21 who say that the drinking age should still be 21 and not be 18, I'll bet you that people would say that it would be 18. Because that whole 21 drinking age thing was invented by MAD, a bunch of uptight soccer moms that had their kids, they had some sort of tragedy in their life, and as such they wanted the drinking age to be 21 to prevent deaths. And, so they robbed, it's flat out what they did was they robbed the rights of people, adults, 18, for the next 3 years of their life. Very important years of your life there between 18 and 21. Like I said, myself, I don't believe that I've matured that greatly in between those 3 years, but apparently, somehow, I must have, because, I won't be able to drink legally until, 4 more days from now. Ridiculous. But that happened because they were all affected by some sort of tragedy because their kids were, too stupid and went out and did something stupid when they were 18 and could finally drink, and as such, they wanted to affect everybody. Because your kids did something stupid, like got drunk and drive, and, the tragedy story, it was prom night, it was ball night, it was, this and that, and they went out and got drunk and died, and yada, yada, yada. Let's make it so everybody in the whole of the United States is affected. Because 10 or 12 or maybe even 1,000 people were affected by that, let's make it so that, a couple 100 million people here in the United States need to get affected by a stupid decision your family made. That doesn't exactly compute with me, and it's something that really pisses me off. It was first of all that. Then it was the cell phones here in New York. That's another one, because some dumbass people are distracted when they're on the cell phones when they're driving. Let's make it so you can't use the cell phones. It's already been proven that it's not the fiddling with the cell phone that causes the accident. It's the actual conversation. But either way, New York wants to, rape you with more money by having you get some sort of ridiculous hands-free device to talk on your cell phone. Now, people out there are going to say, yeah, people need to pay more attention to the road, and they need to not be talking on their cell phones. This may sound crazy, but when I'm on the road, and when I was talking on my cell phone, when it was legal, I used to be able to pay attention to the road. And the reason for that is I wouldn't have some long, drawn-out conversation on the cell phone. I would be smart enough to make a couple minute phone call, say, I'm driving, this needs to be quick, that's it, yada, yada, yada. I could understand that for myself. If some other motherfucker couldn't do that, then you need to not ruin it for everybody. That's the one bad apple ruins the bunch mentality that I cannot stand. It should be one bad apple ruins that bad apple's time. It's just happening so much with everything nowadays that it's absolutely unbelievable. Another thing is the video games or the R-rated movies. You have to be 17 to buy them, or I'm not sure, some of them might be 18 now. And again, that's something that doesn't affect me. Little aside there, I don't think because something doesn't affect you, you shouldn't care about it anymore, because that's ridiculous. I guarantee 4 days from now, I'm still going to be fighting for this ridiculous 21 age limit for alcohol and stuff like that, because that's just the way I am. Just because something doesn't affect me, I don't stop fighting for it. But yeah, so this, the video games and the movies thing, you have to be 17 or 18 to buy them, because some dumbass blamed their stupid ignorant acts, shooting up a school or this, or, killing somebody, yada, 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 because of a bad influence in a video game or movie. A, that's bullshit, and they know it, and they're just using that as a scapegoat for things that, you know, might have actually been bad parenting or, you know, bad bring up, or, you know, maybe they lived in poverty, whatever, and they're just throwing that on the video games. Uh, that's, you know, A, that's bullshit, and B, if they had a problem with their video games, then they can't play them anymore. Lock them up in the nut house. I don't care. Don't affect everybody out there. Don't make these stupid ass blanket statements that are coming out because somebody did something wrong. We're gonna make it that way for the rest of people. Look at Walmart with their ridiculous. And if you've seen my first video I ever made on this channel, the 21 to buy 9mm ammo thing, even though it's not pistol ammo, it is interchangeable ammo by federal law, and therefore I can buy it for my 9mm carbine. You know, as such, I can buy it. Just because, oh yeah, a couple of gangbangers out in the city might go and buy 9mm ammo and shoot people up. So you're gonna affect all of the people that don't live in the fucking city, all the people that aren't complete rejects in the city that, you know, want to buy their pistol ammo just to shoot or for home defense, you know? I guess what, people 18 and 21 aren't quite good enough to protect themselves? Is that what we're getting? Because a couple of people did it, we need to affect it for all? I hate that mentality. It reminds me that we're in kindergarten or something like that. Like I said, that is absolutely unacceptable. The one bad apple ruins the bunch mentality is probably the thing I hate more than any other thing because all of the laws are based off of it. The high-capacity magazine ban. New York was a good one to jump on this, and, you know, some people are like, what the hell does that mean? It's this nonsense made up in New York that you can't have a magazine over 30 rounds made after 1994. I have, or excuse me, over 10 rounds, 30, Jesus Christ. I have over 10 rounds. I have a whole video on that. You can look that up. But that was because a couple, and I mean a couple, as in like 2, 3, maybe 10 people out of, you know, 500-600 million people that live here in America decided to shoot someplace up with a high-capacity magazines, and they went on this big mass shooting spree. So let's ban these useful devices for everybody. Let's ban them for everybody unless you're a law enforcement officer or somebody, you know, holier-than-thou thing. And not everybody is, but for some reason there's a misconception in the subject that as soon as you add a badge to your chest, you're better than everybody else. And that's a big crock because I had a job as peace officer last year where it didn't require any training whatsoever. I got a badge, and if I would have had my pistol permit at the time, I could have carried. So, you know, a badge doesn't make you greater than anybody else. But yeah, so ban these high-capacity magazines, quote-unquote. They're really standard capacity, but ban these high-capacity magazines because a couple of people decided that they should shoot someplace up. Could you imagine if the whole world was like that and it's going towards that? I couldn't even imagine. Imagine, you know, some kid goes on a rampage and stabs people in the neck with a fork, you know, to see if they're well done or medium rare. Oh, let's ban all forks. Let's add some ridiculous age limit to forks. Let's make it so forks can only go out to people in law enforcement. You know, what if somebody decides to take a Jeep Wrangler and run it through a mall? Let's ban Jeep Wranglers because, you know, that's the problem right there. Let's ban it from everybody because some one group of people decided not to do it. It's ridiculous. Any of that one bad apple ruins the bunch crap is 100% not good in my book. Any law that's like that, not good in my book. And like I said, that just seems to be the way that these laws are friggin' made, and it's completely nonsense. I absolutely hate that because that's what all of these laws are formed off. So, you know, that's just my little rant here. I'm sure there's many more examples of where, you know, one person did something stupid with a right or a object or something like that they were given, and then we had to fuck over everybody in that group because of one person doing something stupid. I'm not even sure. It might even be the whole 21 to get a pistol thing. And, you know, in the free states, you can be given one. You just can't buy it from a dealer. But, again, in New York, we're not a free state here. But I'm sure there's a lot more laws out there that are one bad apple ruins the bunch is what caused them. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that because it makes me think, you know, whenever I see something in the news, you know, like Mr. X did this thing right here. Gee, I wonder if that thing that I own is going to be affected because some dumbass did something like this. Like, just like with the Beltway sniper there when he did it in Maryland. You know, he had a Bushmaster 223, a rifle that a lot of people had. And then there were people campaigning on there, we gotta ban these Bushmasters, man, they're evil, because what some dumbass did with his rifle. You know, you could easily scratch off that Bushmaster and put Colt, put Armalite, put Stag on there, and then what, they'd be the evil company? One bad apple ruins the bunch mentality is crap. So, alright, there's just another rant that I needed to get out there, and I may have more parts of this, because like I said, it seems that all these bullshit laws are made up from something like this that comes from one bad apple ruins the bunch. But, yeah, I just thought I'd get that out there, and, I don't know. Like I said, it's really affecting me a lot because, my 21st birthday is coming up. I've had to deal with this shit for the last 3 years for all stuff that should have been acceptable when I was 18. And the whole 21 drinking age, people say, oh, yeah, when you're older, you'll look back and you'll say I was immature. Yeah, I feel vastly immature. I feel if I get, alcohol right now, if I had that, I'd fucking be dancing on this table with a lampshade on my head saying, hey, baby, you turned me on. No, it's absolutely ridiculous. In fact, spoiler alert, when I turn 21, the only alcohol I'm going to buy is, and this, I don't care what anybody says, the shit tastes good, is Mike's Hard Lemonade. I don't care if it's a bitch beer, it tastes good, because I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to actually say something very strange. I'm going to say I'm going to drink the alcohol because I enjoy the flavor of the beverage, as opposed to I want to get so smashed that I black out. I'm going to get Mike's Hard Lemonade, and perhaps I'll get a small bottle of Grey Goose to make some Grey Goose and cranberry. I drink it because it tastes good, not because I want to get smashed, not because I want to end up on a version of Cops as white trash. But yeah, that's why I want to do it. And not because not everybody wants to do that. People out there 18 to 21 are dumb, just like people 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 15, 16, 17 are all dumb as well. That age thing is a load of crap anyway, but that's another video. But because some people out there want to be stupid, that's zero reason to ban it for the rest of everybody else. So, alright, expect more updates throughout the week, and that's about all I have to say about that. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you soon.